Okay, so welcome on my writing talk. I will talk about CircleCi, the tool which we use in the Laterallink project. And like the first concern was which CI we should use in this project. I considered many of them, including AWS code build, CodeShip, which we use heavily in other projects, Semaphore, and of course CircleCi. And finally, CircleCi I know the best, especially from my hobbyist projects. So like this is one argue. The second, my teammates also know it, so another plus for this choice. And big support from Mr. Wyszyński, who is, from my opinion, is an expert of a CircleCi, and I had a big support from him to configure, to choose the best approach, how to handle some things during the configuration. And also I have like online support, I mean in real time, because he sits next to me, so it was, I mean, big thanks to him. Yeah, and the final argument was native Docker support. I think most of CIs now support the Docker and the cache. Cache is very important to speed up building images. And how flow looks in our project. So when someone creates the GitHub pull request, it triggers CircleCi, and then you have basically you have defined 3 jobs, but as a first step, CircleCi runs 2 jobs parallelly. So this one is running tests. Basically, I show later, it built images to run tests inside them. And the second job just builds images to deploy to the staging. So like there are 2 separate processes. So and if the pull request is to master, then if their 2 jobs are okay without errors, then CircleCi triggers the 3rd job, which is responsible for deploying those images to the Heroku. It looks like in the CircleCi, it's like that. Okay, so now I'm talking about running tests. So basically the configuration is very easy. It's the YAML configuration. You just define job name is here and just steps to do something. So we use the deliveroo CircleCi image, and this image has predefined helper scripts to just speed up. I mean, speed up, maybe it helps a lot to configure some basic stuff, building CI images, running, waiting for database to run tests. So let's begin from the top. We just check out the current code. We make sure that the code which is checkout is up to date with the remote code. Then we use fancy command CI build. It's just docker compose -f docker compose .ci.yum build. So it uses as the default this file, and it's like, you know, it's like shortcut. It's helper to build it. And the second the next useful command is to wait. Yeah, basically it runs the database, and it waits when it starts. So it's very important to not run tests before when MySQL is not ready. And then just normally we create the database schema and run the test. And this is the very basic Docker Compose file to do that. Also, it's worth to mention that all those operations are invoked in the Docker image container. But when you use the setup remote Docker, CircleCi creates another environment for Docker, and all operations, when you use the Docker command, are invoked in the separate container, let's say. So it's like, I think it's due to the security, also maybe the performance. The next job which we have is just for building images, like production images. Also we build, because we have only the web and the worker, we don't have a separate front end, so we have two images, simple comments for building, and this is the funny thing, because to have something which you save or build in the job, you cannot access them in the different job. So you have to save in this situation. You have to save our built Docker images to the external storage, and then use them. And then you can, in another job, you can get them from this external storage. So if you look, here we save our images and persist to the workspace, for example, storage. And then when it comes to the deployment, we get them from this workspace, and then you can just push to the Heroku and then release. So it means that deploy. Yeah. Of course, I see also areas of optimizations in this configuration. First of all, it takes saving files to workspace takes, in my opinion, a lot of time, and I think it can be speed up with just setting up the new Docker registry and push images to that. First of all, I mean, the first uploading will be slow, but the second will be faster, because it will cache Docker image, Docker repository remotely. So I think it may speed up a lot this process. The second optimization is about running tests. We tried with Pavel using the parallel test gem. So in the job you can define the executor, which allows you to define the resources per job. So for example, if we define parallel 4, we can use in this job machine which has 4 cores in CPU, and then run tests like that. It doesn't, I mean, it didn't work well for our purpose. We had some problems, issues with this due to the parallelism. And the second also is like the idea to just define hardcore just 4 jobs in the CircleCi and then speed test into them and run parallelly. Yeah. Thank you.